Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is the day 2 unilateral movements that I'm showing you guys and sharing with you on my recent discovery of an imbalance in my physique. So today we are going to do lower body, all unilateral movements. Today is kind of different. Actually, there are only 4 movements, which sounds like not a lot, but again, when you are doing a complete unilateral exercise, you want to kind of tone it down a little bit or else you're going to do overkill. But we're doing a lot more reps and a lot more sets, so you're going to want it to be less. I'm going to do some warm-ups. I got my pre-workout going. I'm ready to hit it. Leg day unilateral. Let's go. I've been, doing some fascia stretching, some muscle work, obviously. When I discovered that I had an imbalance, I've noticed that I'm super tight in my hips. You want to have that full range of motion, and sometimes that doesn't happen. So I've really been concentrating on opening up my hips and getting them nice and warm, especially for the unilateral movements. So I've been working with a guy named Patrick. He does the fascia stretching. He's been really helping me with my mobility work. These are one of the movements that he showed me really helps with getting your hips to stabilize and really getting this left side to kind of turn on. That's the reason why it's underdeveloped, is because it's not on. This actually looks like I'm not doing anything, but it's really one of the hardest movements I've done. It's really kind of humbling because you're just in a lunge position. So right here, I'm just in a lunge position and I'm making sure that this hip does not drop. So I have to keep it up, keep the glutes squeezed, and then keep this leg more towards the middle. So I have to concentrate on keeping this up, and it really stretches everything and just kind of turns on everything in this area. All right, first movement of the day, we are doing single leg standing leg curls. Not every gym is going to have a standing machine, so you could absolutely do single leg lying leg curls. I love this machine. I have never been able to get so much hamstring concentration, and it's really good for a unilateral movement. So a couple things about doing either lying leg curl or standing or a kneeling one like this. You have to be really careful not to use your back. You want to try to keep your back as neutral as possible, and a good way to do that is first and foremost, don't go too heavy. If you're going so heavy that you have to start using your back, you need to just drop the weight down. Secondly, squeeze your glutes. That's going to help keep your back more neutral, and that's going to help you keep the concentration more on the hamstring and not the back. The next movement that we are doing is a pretty standard unilateral movement. Most every female knows this. Bulgarian split squat, but we're actually going to do it on the Smith machine. For me personally, this is one of the hardest movements for me because of that imbalance in my hips. I find that my hips drop so much on this movement. Putting the leg up on the bench is really difficult for me because of how tight my hips are. So you'll see before I set up for every move, I look in the mirror, I check my hips, I make sure that they're completely stable, and then I have to concentrate really hard on the way down that they don't just drop. But you have to really concentrate on those kind of things, and that's what my focus is on this movement today. Also, just to mention, I'm out of breath. Also guys, just to mention, on today, I'm resting about a minute to a minute and a half after I get done with both legs. I'm taking it a little quicker because you are going lighter and more reps. And also, by the time that you finish with the first leg and move on to the second leg, that first leg has already rested through that entire set. So you just want to take a little less time on today. I gotta shake this one out. Whatever the resting leg is that's back up on the bench, you'll feel that it gets really tired. That's also a sign that you're using it to kind of push yourself up. So you have to keep in mind that that back leg is supposed to be there for stabilization, not using it. 1, 2, 3. If your legs are not on fire by now, then you probably need to go back and start again. We are going to do single leg extensions, superset with stationary lunges. The key to this is to perform all one side on leg extension and immediately jump into a stationary lunge on that same leg. Then once you've done those two, jump back onto the leg extension and perform the other side, and again with the lunges. So you're thinking body weight stationary lunges? Just do it and you'll see why. Okay, so first of all, I'm doing a different machine today. So some gyms are gonna have this and some gyms are not. If your gym does not have like an actual single leg extension, that's okay. I've done it before on just a regular leg extension and that works fine. I do like this machine better because for me, I'm keeping my hips stabilized. It's a lot easier to focus on that, but it can be done with the regular one too. I always start with my weaker leg. I always perform every movement first with the left leg, for me, my weaker side, then I go to the other side. Ever semi-cried during a workout? A little tip on these stationary lunges too. Notice that I'm not taking a very large stance. I'm trying to keep a lot of focus on the quads. Yes, a little bit of focus on glutes, but if I were to take a longer stride, then that'd put a lot more focus on the glutes. Also notice that the back foot is almost kind of lifting up at the end. That's because I am trying to really focus on pushing up with the working leg and not using that back foot to get myself up too, which is also why I'm so out of breath. There's still more. All right, guys, our final movement for today, the last unilateral movement for today is a glute kickback. You can do any glute kickback that works for you. What I have found in my 9+ years of training now is that not every movement works for everybody. So a cable machine, even banded or something if you're not ready for weights. As long as you are getting that focus on the glute in the same way, find what works for you and where you feel it most. I used to knock on this specific machine. I didn't hate it because it didn't work. I hated it because I didn't know how to make it work. And it's just because I was not concentrating on the movement like I am now. So really focusing on keeping everything in line is going to actually help a lot. I actually have never felt so sore on this left glute. It's really amazing what the body can do when you actually use it in the right way. Okay, so we thought we were done. Psych! How much do you love hate me? Doing my workout, and I just kind of felt like once I was done, I wanted to hit just a little bit more glutes. Instead of doing another unilateral movement, I'm going to do a seated abduction, but I'm going to superset it with seated adduction. So first of all, abduction is where you go out with the legs, and adduction is where you go in with the legs. So that's gonna get more of the inner thigh. Again, I'm doing the superset between the both of them because I don't wanna just only do outward motion, because then the inside is going to get weaker, in which it has. That's something else that working with Patrick has taught me, is that if you do one thing one way, you must do it the other way as well. So if you're going out, you must go in, just so that it all kind of stays balanced. So on abduction, I'm very strong on. I'm gonna keep that strength up on that. But the adduction, I'm not trying to build that muscle. I'm not trying to build that muscle. I'm just trying to keep it balanced and keep the strength there. Okay, I'm officially spent. I hope you girls are. I hope you enjoyed this workout. This is another unilateral leg day that I'm doing. So now you have 2 days that I have been incorporating into my program now. Please let me know what you think of this. If you tried it out, comment below, give it a thumbs up, and girls, don't forget to subscribe because there are a ton more videos coming to you. See you next time. 1, 2,